And we're recording live now. Again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sunday edition, Sunday edition, November 1st of My Story Marketing. Today's title is Building an Audience and an Income Around Your Interests. My name is Mohammed Mahdi. I'm excited to have you here. Hey, welcome, Mohammed. Mohammed from Tunisia is here. Mohammed, thank you so much for being here. As you know, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, it's probably about 6 hours ahead for you because, Mohammed, you're in Tunisia. Salam alaikum salam. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Yeah, it seems as though you are in Tunisia, and I think you're about 6 hours ahead. So I'm excited that you took the time to be here. It's late for you. Welcome. And Mohammed, anytime that you want to come onto one of these blabs and take a seat, you're welcome to do that. Zach, if you can get back in, you're welcome to try to get back in again. Welcome, Jenny. So excited to have you here. Exciting topic. My Story Marketing, building an audience and an income around your interests. How about that? Welcome, Zach Shahid. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Doing well, doing well. So let's get this conversation started. Jenny, Mohammed, Zach, any one of you that are here with us presently, the question is that three-word phrase, My Story Marketing. Let's just jump this off with a discussion. What does that phrase mean to you? Because for every person, it stimulates a unique answer. And so I'd be interested to find out, Jenny, what my story, if you want to type in the comment stream, or Jenny, if you'd like to come in and take an open chair just for a second to share what your thoughts are on what the phrase "My Story Marketing" means. Welcome, Miss Linda Walters. Zach, what do you say?
So, and Jenny says she has no idea. That's why she's here. So, yeah,
Okay.
let's see if we can help her out. Because my definition of my story marketing is a way to market to a potential audience, regardless of what your product or service is. You're telling your story to build like, know, and trust with your audience. So that way your message resonates with that audience and they want to be able to do business with you. So by you telling your story, they feel more comfortable knowing who you are, a little bit about your background. So now, they're coming to you to purchase whatever it is your offer is, whatever it is your product or service is by just hearing about your story.
Okay. Or simply resonating with you because you all share things in common, you have common interests, or partnering with you if you're in a project. It takes a number of different forms, but Zach, I agree with you 1,000%. It's a way of sharing your idea, your talents, your skill sets with a larger audience. In this case, we're talking about an online audience, so that first of all, so that people can hear your ideas. In My Story Marketing, it's taking your ideas, your talents, your skill sets, and turning that into readable, watchable, listenable content. And there are a variety of different ways to do that in the 21st century. Taking your ideas, your talents, your skill sets, your project, your business offer, if you have one, and turning that into a readable piece of content, a watchable piece of content, a listenable piece of content that people can find online so that they can resonate with you. They can be drawn to your message, and if they have common interest or shared values, they can resonate with you. And if you have a project, they can partner with you. If you have a business offer, perhaps they can even become a customer of yours. So that's the basis of this conversation tonight, My Story Marketing. And now we've gone through a functional definition of what that means. We're excited to have the people here joining this blab. Let's just get right on with the conversation. So we got the first question underway. What does it mean for you? And let me take what we just said and see if we can type that real quickly and add it to the chat stream so that people who are coming in, whenever they come in, they can follow along with the conversation. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I think and talk a lot faster than I type. So, so there we go. So, my story marketing. Now, the next question is, how do we build an audience for our story? What are some of the ways? Because I said it's it's taking your ideas, your talents, your skill sets, your projects, your business offering. What are some of the ways that you in the audience are sharing your story with a larger audience? What are some of the methods that you're using to share your story? Online. So just type in the comment stream what you guys are using to share your story, your ideas. Video. Absolutely. Video is a great way. So, hey, let's do it this way. I got an idea. So let's do it this way. This will be fun. So if you blog at least once a week, type a 1 in the comment stream. If you blog at least once a week. Muhammad says, put ourselves in the position of customers. What makes your story interesting for customers? So certainly if you have an offer, you're a business builder and you have an offer, Muhammad is saying that you want to develop a story that approaches your offer from the customer's point of view. How do they see value in what you're offering? So that's Muhammad's take. And so we've got some people are blogging once a week. Awesome. So let's take another way that you could possibly build, share your story with an audience, or build an audience for your story. How many people that are here are admins to some kind of social media page? In other words, you have your own Facebook page, or you are a co-admin to a Facebook page. Perhaps you have a Google Plus page, and perhaps, or you're an admin to a Google Plus page. So if you have a page on social media, either fan page in the case of Facebook or a Google Plus page, type a 2 in the chat box. Let's see how many people have their own Facebook pages or pages of any sort. Awesome. So we've got some people that are sharing story. We've got people that are sharing story online. Fantastic. So let's push it a little further. So I think that was, let me look and see, that was Linda who suggested video. So here we go. How many people in the audience actively produce videos at least once a month? At least once a month, you are producing organically your own video content at least once a month. If so, put 3 in the comment stream. Wow. Wow. Cool beans. Go, Jenny. Jenny is Jenny is firing on all cylinders. Jenny, we got to get you in the seat soon as the conversation progresses. So awesome. So we've gone through blogging, we've gone through social media pages, we've gone through video as a way of producing or sharing your own story. How many of you host a live stream or are a panelist on a scheduled live stream? In other words, you have the intention of doing a live stream broadcast of some sort, at least once a month. You are doing. Let me give you some examples. If so, type of 4. Here we go. The examples are Periscope, Meerkat, Blab, Google Hangouts, or GoToWebinar. So if you're doing any of those live stream platforms, awesome. Awesome, awesome. So again, those platforms. Well, let me type this in because now I was typing as you all were writing or entering your things, and so let me put these in. Bam, in the comment stream. Okay. So if you're blogging at least once a week, type the 1. If you're an admin to a social media page, you've typed 2. Actively producing videos, it's a 3. If you're doing any kind of live stream platform on a schedule, in other words, you are producing organic, you're producing a live stream broadcast, be that Periscope, Meerkat, Blab, Google Hangout, go to webinar, any of those. And all of these ways are ways that we, hey, Linda, all of these are ways that we share our story with a larger audience. Linda has something to say. Let's bring Linda in here. Welcome, 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 Linda. My Story Marketing, building an audience and an income around your interests. So we're not finished with this now. We're talking about ways that you can both build an audience and build income. Miss Linda Walters, how are you? Is it Walters or Waiters? It's Waiters, see? I need my glasses, don't I? Okay, fantastic. Linda, did you have a question or something you wanted to share regarding the subject?
Well, just to add to the subject, I do agree that you need to focus on story marketing, but I think that you need to really sketch out your plan of what you're going to do. And that includes what the product is. You know, there's a lot of...
If it's a product. If it's a product, right?
Service or product.
Or it could be a project. Could just be a project. It could be something as simple as a community function, an event that you want to give publicity to, and you want to build a story around it so that you can get people to buy into this event. You can get people to advocate whatever the cause is, or so it doesn't necessarily have to be business all the time. We're just talking about the ways that stories can be shared, how you can take whatever your story is and share it with a larger online audience. We'll go right ahead.
That's true. That's true. But I think that you really have to plan what your objective is before you just get on and start blabbing. Because first impressions are lasting impressions. And if you were just bumbling around and you don't really know what you're doing, then once you get it together, people are going to remember that. They're going to remember that first time.
All right.
So plan what you're going to do. Get everything in position. I'm not saying that you don't have to blab until you get everything into position, or you don't have to go on Periscope. It's good to go on and test the water, see if your equipment works, and you know how everything is set up, and to be fluid with the changes. But once you are really serious about it, you will have everything set up so you don't miss opportunities. For example, if I had a sales funnel set to go, then I could speak to you. If I would host a blab session, I could speak to you about what it is, whatever my objective is, naturally, and just start talking about it. And then when you start asking questions, I can just naturally say, oh yeah, let me just share this link with you, and just go on. You don't feel as though I'm selling you anything, but I am.
Right.
Or if it was for a cause, I could just talk about it and say, you know, this is what I feel. I think Black Lives Matter, and da 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 da. You know, and oh, have you connected with so and so and so? Let me give you his link. And so if you are prepared and you have everything, you're not fiddling around, then your story is told, but it's told more naturally, and you
Awesome.
grow your audience organically. That's what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Zach, for taking notes in the comments and keeping up with the folk that are joining. Linda, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and it's interesting that you should say that, because this is a two-part conversation. Part of it is My Story Marketing, and we just went through a definition of what My Story Marketing is with the help of our audience. We also listed some of the ways that you can take your idea, your talent, your project, your business offer, and share that with a larger online audience. We got a lot of input for the methods that we stated for sharing. Just to recap, were developing a blog and sharing your idea, your business offer, your project through a blog. The second one was developing a social media presence and having a page that speaks to this story that you want to share with a larger online audience. We spoke about video, and then we spoke specifically about video platforms, live stream platforms like Blab, like the single to many platforms of Periscope and Meerkat, and then some of the other educational or instructional platforms like Google Hangouts and GoToWebinar. So we've laid out some of the ways that you all have stated that you share, and we got a lot of 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s in the comment stream. So there are a lot of you that are right on the money. So as we progress with this, the next thing is, how do you blend? See, and Linda's hitting right on at the she's knocking right at the door of the next phase of this. How would you blend these various platforms into a offer or into a funnel, so that you, well, first of all, how do you collect your audience, right? There are a lot of people that have come to Blab tonight, and we know that Blab has Twitter as its backbone. So if you were going to share your story, My Story Marketing, how would you take your contacts on Blab, right, and collect those into a contact list so that you could gather people who share the same interests or the same goals that you do? How do you do that? Linda, I'm going to start off with you, then we're going to open that seat up and let some other folk come in and join in. And ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are camera shy, you're welcome to type your comments into the chat stream. The question is, how do you blend your blog, video, live stream platforms like Blab or Periscope, and how do you blend those in such a way that you are using them to collect lists, contact lists of people who resonate with your offer? Linda, go right ahead. List building.
Well, let's see. And
Zach, since you've got a seat, you're next. You're next.
You might want to utilize, well, I think you would kind of focus on the area that you hang out the most in. For example, in Facebook, which is quite popular. You could set up events, and like, for example, on my website, which I just set up and I'm still building out, goblabthat.com. I have a calendar.
Now, is that a Facebook? Is that a Facebook page, or is that a group?
Well, actually, I do have a page on Facebook called Go Blab That, but I also am building out a website that hosts my sessions. I've had a few sessions that I've placed on there. Okay. But
Okay.
basically you could, well, what I was getting at is that on my website, I've got a calendar. Now, once again, this is just being built out. It's really new. Um,
No, we're talking
I,
about list
I
building. So we
understand what
want
you're
to see
saying. That
how
just
would
give
you
me a
take,
minute and let me say
okay,
it. What I was trying to
sure.
say is that I have a calendar on my website, but I will also have set up on Facebook and events that can also be
Mhm.
listed on my page, my Go Blab That page, not my profile, when I
Okay.
start scheduling blabs. So you can set up things that way. And also,
Okay.
there is a software where you can create lists in Facebook. And
Wow. Do you have the name of that?
yeah, I'm trying to find that list here. Hold on just one second. It is a
Awesome.
complete autoresponder. And basically, just like you get the little notifications in Facebook, I'm sure you've seen them. Let me see if I can find that real quick.
Awesome. Awesome.
Um,
And while Linda is doing that, ladies and gentlemen who are watching in the chat stream, we absolutely encourage you to participate and give us your ideas of how you would blend the tools that you're using right now, be it a blog or video or a live stream. How would you blend those tools together to start building an audience or a contact list from the audience that you have, the people that are resonating with your message? How do you build a
there's
list for
the
that?
program that I'm going to be telling you about. It's called Notification Pro, and it
Okay.
works within
Okay.
Facebook. And you create buttons and you can put them on your website or any place. And it's a one-click sign up, and you get real email addresses because they have to sign up through Facebook. And so you're not getting fake email
Wow.
addresses. You can set up
Okay.
autoresponders within this software. And like
Hmm.
you've heard of push notification, like people can send you a message on your phone. It doesn't work like that,
Sure.
but it sort of works that way in that what happens is, let's say I've got an event, or let's say I'm going to be on Blab, or let's say I'm going to be on Periscope. A lot of people hang out on Facebook. This program
Hmm.
creates buttons where you can put it either in Facebook, you can put it in a tweet, or whatever social media you use. You can put that URL in there, or if you've got a lot of traffic coming to your website, and they can click on
Hmm.
that, and basically that's how they're added to your mailing list within Facebook. So then when you get
Okay.
ready to send them information, they get a notification within Facebook. The little red
Hmm.
number at the top, and they go in
Hmm.
and they look at it, and you send a message and say, hey, come over and join us on Blab. We're talking about this, that, or the other. If you're selling a product, hey,
Awesome.
check this link out. And so you've got real email, real audience that you can develop in Facebook. Then if you have a
Hmm.
calendar or an event, you can also, say, hey, check out the calendar. Hey, we're going to have this, we're going to have Justice for All March, or whatever you want to have, just an example,
Okay.
on
Sure.
November the
Special interest
15th,
group.
sign up for this,
Hmm.
whatever, and so you
Right.
can do all of that within Facebook. Now, the other thing that is good about this program is that when I click your button, I'm automatically added to your list, and you can name your list whatever you want to in Facebook. Okay. But I'm also, if you have like a list using MailChimp or GetResponse or whatever, at the same time, it takes that real email address and it puts it in your list in MailChimp, GetResponse, or whatever other list, builder that you use. And so then you are actually building an audience with real people's addresses. And then you just go from there. So that's the reason why it's so important to plan and know what you're going to prepare for people, so that rather what you're going to present, whatever it is, because you want to present quality. And when you're ready, you'll only give out quality. Okay. And then that also builds, because word of mouth, you've got people saying, hey, she dropped this on me. I can't believe it. I was on a blab, I think it was yesterday. This guy that's on my list, he said, he sent out this help. I need this and that is happening. I need to find out whatever. And so I was doing my hair. I was like, oh gosh, but since he's on my list, I said, okay, I put a scarf on and I said, I came on and I told him some things, and he wanted to know about YouTube and marketing on Facebook. And in something like 5 or 10 minutes, I gave him that information for free. That cost me quite a bit to get, and he just broke out laughing. He's like, do you know I'm in such and such and such and such? And, nobody has dropped this much knowledge on me in like, I don't know how long, but it's because there's benefits with your list, because you can tell them something that is of value. Otherwise, just don't say anything. And so that's all I have to say. Hope it helped.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. No, we'll stick around. Well, I'm sure that there'll be other points, and we can bring you right back into the seat, Linda. And it's a pleasure. So don't go anywhere. Just stick around. Okay. Thanks so much. So we have a couple of people that have asked some specific questions. Michelle is saying, I think Michelle was asking, help me, Zach. She was saying that, she says she always refers them to her website. So when she's using, she's using a blog. And the question was, how do you develop a list of contacts from whatever system you're using to share your story? And so Michelle's method obviously is a blog, and or it could be just a website. And when she has people that are commenting on various parts of her website, whether it's a page or a post, she refers them to an email list, probably by some form of offer that she has, possibly an ebook, as she says, a free ebook or something like that. Then we had, so thank you so much for that, Michelle. And Michelle, you're welcome to come and take a seat, because we're going to keep this conversation moving. We had Sunshine that said, hey, you know what? Everybody's trying to push me to Facebook. Can you make money without Facebook? And she says she doesn't want it, right? But everybody is suggesting that she gets on. Well, absolutely. There were people, there were people here long before there was Facebook. And there were people that were earning income online long before Facebook. So absolutely, the answer is yes, you certainly can. Let me just say a word for why people possibly could be suggesting that you come on Facebook. With over 1 billion people that show up every month on Facebook as users, people that are on this platform, on the Facebook platform, as users, Facebook has been deemed the online river of humanity, right? A billion people out of 6.5 billion people on the planet, that's considerable. And so if there are that many people that are showing up on a platform, it represents a bonanza for you to connect with folk by using Facebook social search, social graph techniques, finding people that have interests that are close to yours. And it was, I think that was Michelle, right? No, it was Sunshine. Sorry, it was Sunshine. Having interests that are close to yours. And so there's a lot to say towards using Facebook. I'm not quite sure what your reasons are for not wanting to be on the platform. But again, Facebook has been deemed the river of humanity online. So doesn't it make sense to set up a tent on the riverbank? Just kind of makes sense, right? Your question though is, can you make money outside of Facebook online? Absolutely. Absolutely. There are lots of people that are engaged in affiliate marketing programs where they are finding products and services that meet needs in the marketplace, and they are simply contracting with the owners of that product or that service as an agent, as an affiliate, marketing those services online to an online audience and earning every day of the week. So, and Facebook is not required. There are tons of ways, as Michelle has pointed out, to build a list, as Linda has pointed out, to build a list, tons of ways to build a list. And you don't have to be on Facebook to build an audience or build a list. Video is certainly another way. Blab is another way of list building. But outside of these video platforms like YouTube and Blab, if you're not into video, there are, again, tons of internet marketers or affiliate marketers that, or direct sales people that make very, very, very substantial incomes without having to be on social media. Michelle, welcome.
I'm awesome.
How are you?
Can you hear me? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
we can hear you just great. What did you have as a question or something you
No, I
wanted
didn't
to
have a
add to the
question. I just wanted to
conversation?
add to the conversation to the young lady who
Sure.
says she don't want to get on Facebook. There are lots of people, especially now, a lot of the millennials, of course, are using Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. And they don't even look at Facebook. So really, you need to determine who your tribe is, who your following is, who you're trying to target market. And then from there, then you go to the social media platform that they are. For me, I started on Facebook, and for my age group and for my target audience, a lot of them are on there. I'm also on Twitter and all the other ones, Instagram, Pinterest, and now Periscope, of course, is a new one that is phenomenal, and of course Blab as well. So you really need to understand what your target market is and who you're trying to build to. And then from there, if they are on Facebook, if your target market is on Facebook, if you're not on there, then you're losing money. But if your target market is Twitter or Instagram or Snapchat or Periscope or Blab now, then you need to go where your target market is if you want to make money. So that was my only comment.
Awesome, awesome. And Michelle, this is this conversation is about My Story marketing in general, but more specifically, it's about building an audience and building an income around your interests. So I want to ask you, Michelle, what is your interest more social? Is it project, or is it product service? What is your interest online for building income?
Thank you. Mr. Muhammad, it's all of them. I have a broad audience because I do multiple things.
Okay.
As an entrepreneur, I actually own a travel company, Roberts Travel Services. So travel covers everything. But I also have a brand, MichelleRoberts.com. I'm a self-publisher. I have 5 books, and I'm a dating and relationship specialist. So my target market, however, is women 30 to 55. Okay, so that kind of spans a little bit of Twitter and Facebook. So I talk about dating relationships. I talk about specifically to women that are divorced and reinventing themselves and want to know how they can do that. So for me,
what are the ways that you're building your audience?
I was getting to it. But one of the ways, the major ways that I do, like I said in the chat side, was that I offer a free offer, which is a ebook. And I reach out to them to sign up for my list, because those that go the extra mile and sign up, they want the information, and they want to obviously to stay in contact with me. So that is who I go after. I don't like the beggars, you know what I'm saying? Some people just sign up, heart me. I mean, if somebody resonates with your story, they resonate with your brand, you ain't even have to ask them. They're going to be one of your best tools of marketing, and especially if you're adding value and you're authentic. So that's what I do to answer your question.
All right. So fantastic. Michelle, once again, if you would tell us, you're multi-talented, you have a lot of things going on, but please state for us again what your interest areas are. One was travel. You're an author, self-published author. So give it to us from your own mouth. Share with us the things.
I'm a dating and relationship specialist, so that's MichelleRoberts.com. Okay. I'm an author of 5 different books. My latest book is Dr. Shell's 100 Tips on Dating. And what I had to do, and I suggest other people do, my favorite book that I wrote was Affirmations for Success, because I believe in the power of what you say. However, what resonated on Blab and Periscope was the dating tool. So you can't be ashamed to go with what the people are asking for. I love affirmations. I love speaking positively, but they want to know about dating. They want to know, how can they get to the next level? How can they be smart, being people that have reinvented themselves and gotten back into the dating syndrome? They want to know about online dating. They want to know, how to speak, how to be submissive, how to add in their love life. So I had to get off my thing of what I love, which is nothing wrong with that. But if I'm trying to make money and I'm trying to resonate with my tribe, then I had to go with what they wanted.
Sure. Okay. And I believe this is the young lady who, Sunshine, was that you that said you really didn't want to be on Facebook? Okay, fantastic. So, all right. So we've got Michelle Roberts and Sunshine Lauren. Isn't this a wonderful platform that allows us to connect and make all these great relationships on things that matter, right? We get a chance to talk about things that matter with people who care. Awesome. Isn't that cool? So Sunshine, please share with us, was there a specific question that you have for Michelle, or just a question in general about the Facebook issue?
Well, no, I was just wondering because I have been in a multi-level marketing for quite a while, but I'm just starting to kind of use social media to build my business. And I don't have a Facebook personally. I haven't had one for quite some time. I just don't care for
They say you can go blind from. They say you can go blind from that. You know that, right?
So, but everyone that I've asked has pretty much, started with, Facebook. I said, I don't have a Facebook. Well, you need to get on there. That's where the money's at. Okay. As if I'm not able to be successful using any other social media platform. So I just was wondering if anyone else.
Person. Yeah. I think I'm pointing in the right direction, Miss Michelle. She's suggesting that you find out quickly where your audience is. And what I'm hearing you say is that one of the things, and I know you're a multidimensional person also, but one of the areas of interest for you, because that's what the title is, building an audience and an income around your interests. So one of the interests that I heard you say that you have is building income through network distribution models, right? And we won't necessarily ask what company that is, but in general, you are offering a product or a service, and you are engaging teams of people to help you in the global distribution of that product or service. Yes. True or true? All right, great. And so the question is, where would people that have that as an interest and your product, your specific product or service niche in particular, what's their demographic? And based on that demographic, what I'm hearing Ms. Michelle Roberts saying, what is that demographic? And based on that demographic, where would they be most likely to be found if you are focusing on that particular interest? Now, you may have other interests that that can certainly be that you can farm in another or use another platform or farm in another pond.
Yeah.
Am I making sense? Yeah. So, question is, well, let me ask Michelle. Michelle, in your recommendation, and then we're going to open up the seats. Michelle, in your recommendation, what would you suggest for Sunshine?
I'm involved in MLM as well. Okay, I've been for multiple years. Part of my travel. First of all, what I did, and I branded my travel company as Roberts Travel Services. So whatever I use in the back end to host my company, my customers are not concerned about that. They want to get from point A to point B. They don't care if it's YTB, Paycation, IntelliTravel, Nexion. They don't care who that person is. Okay, they are branded to Roberts Travel Services. So whether I get my own CLIA number, my true number, or whatever, they're following that brand. So what I would suggest is that you resonate your audience to who you are. Okay, find out who your audience is. As far as travel goes, and one of the markets that I'm tapping into now is the millennials. They travel a lot. They have quite a bit of money, but they are not on Facebook. They're on Instagram. They're on Snapchat. They're on Pinterest, Periscope now. So you have to follow your audience if you want the money. So one of the things I did was research the tribe that I want to affiliate with in order to make it. And so that's what I would suggest for you.
Awesome.
Find out, who are you looking for? Are you looking for middle-aged women? Are you looking for young women? Are you looking for, men? Are you looking for gay people? Are you looking at it's a niche for everything. So once you decide on your niche, and then you need to find out where your niche market is. And and I'm telling you, if your niche market is on Facebook, if you're not on there, then you're losing money. I'm getting it out.
Okay.
Hey, Mahdi.
Yes, sir.
I want to chime in because Michelle is dropping so much value. It's crazy because I'm actually doing a webinar for my team tonight about branding yourself online and how to build your list. And one thing that I want to tell Sunshine is the one mistake that I see people in network marketing or MLM they make is when they first get involved in one, instead of telling their story, like Michelle's saying, branding yourself, they go online and they spam their friends and family. All you see is spam on their Facebook page, spam on their Twitter page, dropping links everywhere, but they're not giving any value. So, like Michelle's saying, you have to find your niche, you have to find your target audience. You want to brand yourself because, like Michelle, I'm also in the travel side when it comes to MLM. But what I've done, I've branded myself as a consultant for network marketers to teach them how to brand themselves online as well, and to help them find a niche and to teach them how to attract people, through their special interest group, to their product or service without necessarily just, throwing their company's name out there and, not being able to brand themselves.
Awesome. Listen, I want to do a couple of things. Art Jones, if you're still here, hey, my friend, so great to see you. Art Jones is a phenom, and I'm always so honored to have him in the company when we're having discussions like this. Michelle Roberts is a person that I believe everyone here needs to follow. So if you've loved what Michelle has contributed to the conversation, I absolutely suggest that you follow her both on Blab and on Twitter. Michelle, thank you so much. Please stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll probably have a point that you'll need to come right back into the seat for. So one of the things that Zach just said was value. And one of the things that Michelle just said was identifying who your audience is, what the demographic is for your audience. So in this step, identifying who, first of all, being absolutely resolute in what your interest is. What is it that is your interest? Building your story around that interest, right? And then looking for the demographic that resonates with that interest. And so when I say build your story around that interest, Sunshine, Zach used the word value. He said that in the industry that you all are in, and we'll call that network marketing, that what he sees far too often is people taking their product or their service offering and they spam links everywhere, and to paraphrase Zach, without giving any value. So the question that I want to pose to you, Sunshine, is in your niche, the industry that you're in, I want you to think about how would you use My Story Marketing. In other words, these tools that we talked about, and if you scroll in the comments, ladies and gentlemen who are just joining the lab, if you scroll up into the comments, we defined My Story Marketing. We also had you to list the tools that you use to tell your story, whether it is a blog, whether it's video, whether it is live stream platforms like Periscope, Meerkat, Blab, Google Hangouts. And there was another one, Zach, what was, Pages. Whether you were building pages on social media like a Facebook page or a Google Plus page. So the question to you, Sunshine, again, is in your specific niche, how are you using one of these tools or several of these tools, blending these tools to give more information? And that's, I think, the word that I want to use instead of value. Zach used value. I'm going to use information. How are you using any one of those tools to give more information from you, organically from you? Are you producing a video that gives a person more education about the industry that you are promoting? Are you developing any blog articles that give people more education about the industry and the niche that you're in? That's the question for you, because your statement was that you really didn't want it to be on Facebook, and that's a social platform. Mm-hmm. So if you're not going to be on a social platform, then you've got to really bring it as an authority in your area of interest using one of these other mediums so that you can begin to attract people on the medium that you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I mean, I know that I have to use social platforms, but I was wondering if I could do it without using that particular one. But what from the advice that I got, I mean, it looks like I might have to get on Facebook.
well, here again, as you do, and Linda's trying to come back in. Hold on, Linda. We're going to get you right back in the seat. So the thing is, if that's not something that you are wanting to put a lot of energy in, then you don't have to, but that means that you're going to have to really bolster your game. You're going to have to really boost your game in other areas, right? Mm-hmm. You could be the one who proves in your industry and in your niche, hey, you know what? I built this phenomenal group of people who I'm helping to earn an extraordinary amount of income, people that I'm helping to have a tremendous lifestyle, and I didn't do it on Facebook. You could be that person. Mm-hmm. You don't have to, just because people are suggesting. And Michelle, said it best. Find out through your own studies where your targeted demographic is, and at least have a presence there. You don't have to overdo it there. So if you have people that are within your demographic that are on Facebook, have a position there. But put all your energies into finding out where they are and then addressing them wherever they may be. Are we good?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good. So we're 30 minutes into the conversation. We're going to push the conversation forward because we've got a lot to talk about. Sunshine, go ahead.
No,
You
I
had
was just going to
another
say
comment.
thank
Go
you,
ahead.
everyone, for your input, and I'm glad that that you gave it, because the MLM I'm in is in travel as well. So
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
thank you, guys.
I'm sure you're going to do well. That's what this is for.
Mhm.
So every Sunday, we want you to come back, and we want to have you as a co-host, perhaps, on some of these blab sessions that we're having on the subject of my story marketing, because I want to hear your progression. Are we good?
Yes,
I
yes.
want to hear your progression. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, Linda, come on back.
Hi. I really wanted to address Sunshine. I wish she would come back and sit in the seat because I wanted to express to her how important it is to feel good about everything you do. Now, the advice that you were given is wonderful, okay? But if you have an aversion to Facebook, factor that in, because if whatever you feel positive about is going to come out of you, whatever you feel negative about is going to come out of you. Okay.
Mhm.
So you find your sweet spot, because advertising is advertising. Okay. And there's people all over the world. Not everybody is on Facebook, but it seems like a good majority are on Facebook. But wherever you are that you feel good about doing you, that is factored in also. A lot of us who are out here because we're entrepreneurs, we left jobs that we hated or we hated going to. And that if you are honest with yourself, that spilled over into your performance. In like manner, whatever you do in life to earn a living, you want to feel good doing it, because that is one way that you gain an audience, that you grow an audience. If they feel, if I'm dealing with you and I can perceive what you feel and how you're coming across doing whatever you do, and if I perceive any kind of negative, I may take my business someplace else. And it may be coming across and you're not even aware of it, because you're doing something in a way you don't even really believe in and you don't like. So develop a plan, do research, yes, but develop a plan that you feel good about. So therefore, when you are offering whatever, whether it be a service or product or advice or counseling or whatever, when you give that out, not only are you giving good substance or good content, but people can feel when it's from your heart. It's like going to a restaurant and you can tell the difference when people put love in it versus just here's a dry burger. People, you can tell the difference. So really take heed to what I'm saying, because it will come across. And growing your list, growing your customer base really has to do with how people feel. You got to factor in how your customer feels. Not only find your proper demographic, but you've got to deal with how they feel. You've got to perceive that, because people are consumers based on how they feel also. That's all.
Awesome. Fantastic. And there again, the lovely Linda graces us with great information, great content. And so there's a lot of great discussion happening. This is a phenomenal subject, my story marketing, how you take your ideas, your talents, your skill sets, your projects, your business offerings, and turn them into readable, watchable, listenable content so that you can be found online and so that those people who find you can resonate with you, right? If it's a special cause or special interest or a project, how they can resonate with you and partner with you. And if you have a business offering, become a customer of yours. So absolutely awesome. This goes on to how do you build an audience and an income around your interests? So we not just talking about My Story Marketing and how you share your story, but how do you build an audience and an income around your interest? It's one thing to build an income around what the marketplace needs. It's another thing to build an income around what you're interested in. And that could be something that the marketplace needs as well. It could be that one of your interests is within that interest, there is something that the marketplace is yearning to overcome as a challenge. People are yearning to overcome as a challenge, and it could be an area of interest of yours. So the question is, how do we build an income around your interests? So that's how we're shifting into this second half of this conversation, and we've got wonderful input in the comment streams. Boy, do I need someone to come in and help to referee. Sunshine, where are you? William Sace and Jody Brown. Jody, got to do ladies first, Will, but we'll have you right on in also.
Hey,
Miss Jody Brown. Hey, I want to congratulate you. First of all, I tipped in on a conversation where I think the discussion, please give it to me correctly, but I think the discussion was women over 50.
Yep.
How do you, oh God, what was it? It was something about your peak performance and how you make a major contribution, or words to that effect. Help me with
Yeah,
that.
I don't remember the exact title, but it was last Sunday. I'm starting to do a blab for chicks over 50. And it was how are you taking your life experience and using it as a contribution for others?
Ladies and gentlemen, Jody Brown, if you don't have her followed, especially the ladies, if you don't have her followed, you absolutely want to follow her. It was excellent content. There was a wonderful group of panelists that graced that blab conversation. So,
thank you.
Jody,
I appreciate that.
Contributing? Oh, for sure. What are you contributing to the conversation tonight?
Well,
What's your
I would love to share a little bit about my path, because I had sort of taken a surreptitious route to get me here. But I am a graduate of Marie Forleo's B School. I don't know whether any of you are familiar with Marie or not, but she's pretty much a kick-ass chick who is teaching people how to sell online, how to sell information basically online. And one of the things which was the single most important thing that I learned from B School was this, it's pertinent to everything that's just happened in the last 15 minutes. You have to know who your ideal customer is, because if you are selling to everyone, you are selling to no one. You absolutely positively have to not be afraid to close the door on certain segments of the market. You have to state exactly who you're for and who you're not for. We have 3 seconds to capture people's attention in this fast-paced world of who's, trying to catch people's eye and move them forward. And if you don't catch their attention by being very clear on who you are and who you're for and not for, you're going to lose people. The other thing that was the best gift about this is when I developed, part of the process was developing your ideal customer avatar, your ICA. And she makes you go through a process where you literally don't just guess my market is 50 to 60 years old or whatever. You have to give your ideal customer a name, an address, a husband, a partner, a child, where they grew up, what they do for work. You have to define that person to the nth degree, because if you don't know who you're exactly speaking to, you're not speaking to anybody. And I think it's really, really important to find out who your customer is. And then, as you said, Mohammed, go online and find out where they are. Right. That's because they are not everywhere. They are not everywhere. As the woman who is the travel agent, I forget her name, said, you have to know where they are. They're not, my customers aren't on Snapchat. They're not.
That was Ms. Michelle. And to that, hey, we've got Bren here. Awesome. Bren, just hold on 1 second. Don't go anywhere. You just stay right in that seat. Jody, excellent point. And I'll just leave it at that. Listen, Jody, ladies and gentlemen, again, if you haven't been on her show, you got to follow this woman now. It's an awesome show. She has awesome people that are very, very knowledgeable in their industries and in their niches. Some of them are at the top of their game. And I'm not quite sure what day is that you're doing that.
I'm doing it right now, Sunday mornings at 10 Central. I'm trying to find out what the comfort zone is. I'm moving it around a little bit. I'm going to do it for a month at 10 in the morning, and then I'll switch it and see whether I get a better response. But I think that there's a lot of women over 50 on Twitter, and there's a lot of women over 50 on Blab, and I'm trying to gather them together to help empower others.
We're going to speak about these channels in just a second, yeah. Blab particularly, because that was one of the things in the comment stream. Someone was asking about how Blab could be used to develop an audience. So we're going to speak to that in just a second. Jody, I'm going to excuse you, but don't you go anywhere. Just stay right here because we're going to bring you back on in a second.
Okay, hey, William. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, William. Go for it, sir. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing today?
Oh, wonderful. What's your question or your comment on the subject?
I kind of have a comment based on the question that you posed for this Blab. How do you make money or an income from something that you love or a passion? I think there's several ways. Speak on what Jody said. I think it's really important to establish avatars and brands. But one thing I'm afraid of is I think a lot of people get what they call paralysis analysis and dwell in an area for too long before taking action. Now, I've found throughout life, even imperfect action can help you get certain data to move forward. So avatars and brands are important, but I think they may be overemphasized to the point to where they stop people from getting into the game.
Well, you can have an avatar, but if you're not speaking to the avatar, what good is it? Knowing who your avatar is. If you're not speaking to your avatar, if you're not doing any action towards that avatar, that's just an avatar.
Can I build on what William just said? Because that's why I popped in. Yeah. So I align with William very much on that conversation. I think, how are you? Thank you for having me. So couple things. Number one, I do think you need to know who your customer is, but the information that you need should reflect how you can find them on social. So for example, if you are B2B and your customer lives inside of LinkedIn, your avatar should match the filter and search options inside of LinkedIn so you can find them. So identifying if they are married isn't going to help you to find the right person on that platform. However, on Facebook, if that's where you're going, there are a gazillion pieces of information, right? For you. So I think I would let the platform determine the avatar. So your avatar should match your search options. Otherwise, it's wasted information because it's not going to help you find those people.
Awesome.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And Bren Tillman has a regularly scheduled Blab. Bren, tell everyone what it is that you do. And she's a coach to corporate America. So go ahead. Let me let you tell the story, Bren.
Yeah, thank you. I teach how to monetize LinkedIn for business-to-business professionals. Okay. And it's really about leveraging relationships. It's not about advertising. It's about finding and connecting with the right people and also offering thought leadership so that you're branded as the subject matter expert. Awesome. And then, so thank you for allowing me to share that.
Don't go anywhere. Yeah. Don't go anywhere. We want to bring you right back. William, anything else you'd like to share, dear sir?
Sorry about that. And that's yes, okay. In addition to how you would make an income from your passion, there's so many ways. The ones that pop up to my mind initially is packaging information, because most of the time if you have a passion, you've spent time learning that passion and developing it and cultivating it. And that time that you spent is valuable, and first of all, giving out free information to establish yourself as an authority, or maybe entry level products or information to establish yourself as an authority, then eventually going on to higher end, more deeply involved information products, or even face-to-face workshops. You know, I think that would be, those are some of the best ways, and they're low on inventory as well. Now there's infrastructures that are involved, but you can pay someone else to learn those, or you can go out and spend the time and learn it yourself. So I think actually doing the act of what you're passionate about could give you money. I think teaching people how to do it, you know, curating information in terms of different ways of doing it could help you create an income based on what you want to do. Now, there has to be a need in the market. There has to be either an emotional want or an actual need in the market in order for you to do that. And if those two things don't exist, a want or a need, you can't make any money from your passion. So I'm gonna say,
maybe. Well, so we're gonna we got 20 minutes, and we're gonna explore that. So maybe and maybe. So again, it's developing an income around your interests. So I understand everyone, as they are saying, that, you know, what's traditionally been said and what absolutely holds true is that you have the greatest probability, if you're building an audience to offer something. If you're building an audience to offer something, it makes most sense to find out if what you're offering absolutely has a need in the marketplace, right? If there is a need, whether or not the marketplace actually wants it, that will never change. That's always going to hold true. But the question is it possible that you can learn that you can develop ways of generating income just based on your interest? Just based on interest, not necessarily what the marketplace wants. And William says, no, there's not. So
and the reason why is the only way that you're going to get income, with the exception of you paying yourself, is from a market, and that market either has to need it or want it. Without that, there is no income.
Okay, all right. So what we're speaking about is value, perceived value. It's got to be something that the marketplace needs, or there has to be a perceived value for it, and that's where the thin line comes in. That's going to be so much fun. We're going to talk about this for the next 15 minutes. So, William, thank you so much. I'm going to bring you back in because I know you're going to jump all over what I have to say next. So just sit tight. Don't go anywhere. We're about to have some fun. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do this because William brought up a good point. He said, you know, and I'm just pulling out one of the things he said. You have got to be known. You have got to make your story known, right? And that means that you have to be generating content. You do. And he said that you could outsource the infrastructure for the content that you're generating, i.e., let's say you're not a blogger, you hate blogging, right? But you have information that could absolutely benefit people if there were articles written about it. Well, he's suggesting that you outsource that blogging to somebody on Fiverr, give them your content, let them write the blogs for you, and you could dictate that and have a steady source of blogs being generated on your blog platform, and you could use your time for other things that you absolutely enjoy. The point I'm making is that if you want to be perceived as sharing value in the marketplace, then you're going to have to produce content. You just can't go and pander the idea, the talent, the skill set, the product, the service. You just can't beat people over the head with that. You have to do something to produce content about it, to produce an interest or a value around it so that other people who also value it can find you. So Brent Tillman, wait a minute, I've got two folk. Hold on one second. Let's see what's going on. We've got two people. So Deanna White, hey, come on in, Deanna, and Brent, just hold on. We're going to have you in just a second. And we've got to get to this other point because William is waiting to jump all over me for the next thing I'm going to say. And it's about building income around your interests. Okay. So Diana, how are you?
I'm fine. This you can see me?
I can see you now.
Okay.
And what a wonderful smile it is. How are you?
I'm wonderful. And yourself?
I'm doing great. Doing great. What did you have to contribute to this conversation?
Well, basically, I put it in the question box because what he was saying was basically, then it brings up the question, is your passion monetizable? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people believe we've
had some conversations on that, haven't we, Diana?
Yes, we have.
Go right ahead.
Well, that's basically what I work with in the organization that I started.
Yes, ma'am.
And because that's something I have to talk to entrepreneurs about relatively, often.
Okay.
It may not be because one of the people in the comment boxes said that, they jumped out on faith with their passion and they weren't able to make money with whatever it was that their passion was that they were trying to do. It may have not been necessarily that you couldn't make money with your passion. It may have been the strategies you were using did not fit the audience you were trying to reach. So when you're doing something based on, especially if your passion is something that's not easily recognizable, it's not something that a lot of people are doing. If you're bringing something that's very, very new to the market, you're going to have to go out and convince people that your service is actually needed. So it all goes back to what Michelle was saying earlier. You have to know your market. You're going to have to get in front of them, talk to them. And that's when surveys come into play. That's when your marketing is going to come into play. And you're really going to have to get in your customer's face and build your beta group, your group that you're going to start with, and pick their brains as to what would be the best way to get to those people first.
Yes.
You have to know how to reach your market.
All right.
I think
beta
any
group,
purpose.
did you all hear that? Beta group. Did you all hear that? Blab Beta. Think about it, right? Blab Beta. Beta group.
And we have so many we have these new platforms, Blab and Periscope, and these things will help you because a lot of times when you start doing a Periscope, I sat in the background for a very long time on Periscope when it first came out just to see, how people were using it. I'm one of those data people. I got to see how they're using it, what works, what make people pay attention to who and why and what. When you start giving subject matter based around what it is that you love, believe me, your customers will show up. For Periscope and Blab, because they're reading your titles. Your titles have to be really in detail about what it is that you're doing.
Copywriting skills.
Exactly.
Come on.
That goes to your copy skills.
Come on.
And then your customers will show up because they're going to want to know that. And then that's when you have a chance to ask them further questions. And that's when you can build your audience based on the information that you get. It may only be 3 or 4, maybe 5 people. It may not be that many people that you're going to get at first because you're reaching a new market. But ask the questions, get engaged. I mean, I say all the time, if you see chats that I'm in, you will always hear me say, get engaged, engage your customer, engage. If you see somebody talking about something in the timeline that goes with what it is that you want to do, then talk to them, reach out to them, get their phone number, get on their Twitter, talk to them and find out what it is that they need and how they need it. That's how you're going to, because I mean, we're not big corporations, so we don't have the money to do that. We don't have a whole search party to work out our marketing plans,
Hey,
I deal with startups, so these people don't have that kind of money.
I'm just noticing that the questions have been shifted. The questions are right over here now. I had no idea. Boy, every time I come here, something new has happened. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we only have a few minutes, left. We're absolutely doing an extension of this next Sunday, but don't go anywhere because I've got to drop this. I've got to drop this for William and all of the naysayers, right? I've got to drop this to tease your imaginings, right? The title is My Story Marketing, Building an Audience and an Income Around Your Interests. Now, we just had several panelists, including Diana, speaking about, and Diana, what you just brought to the table about beta groups and developing a platform somewhere, whether it's Facebook groups, Google Plus communities, or wherever it is, or maybe some other online platform that you develop yourself where you can have a group. It's important that you have a beta group so that you are testing your ideas, sharing the things that you and your people that resonate with you have, and building up that conversation with the other people. See, it's not just your idea. If you've got people that are resonating with you, it's because they like what you're saying. They also have something inside of them that's a part of your conversation. There's a part of what you have an interest in that they also share an interest in. So you have got to include their viewpoints, their opinions, their ideals into your offer, into your story. And so let me get this out. Let me get that. First of all, Jody, come on back in here. Jody, come in here. I'm going to ask Linda to come in here too, because I got to get screenshots of all you guys. So I got Bryn, and then I got to drop the question. Jody's in here. Come on in here. Wonderful. Diana, don't go anywhere. Take a screenshot because this is going to be really good. We're going to continue this next week, but I want to make sure I've got all these superstars locked in on a screenshot. Hold on one second. Don't move. Don't go anywhere.
Good stuff, Diana. Totally on board with you.
Awesome. Awesome
Thank
stuff.
you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So, let me do this blab.
Do I have time to add?
Yeah. Go for it, because
okay.
I'm about to drop a bomb. So
okay.
Go right ahead.
Before the bomb. So I first of all, Diana, you're awesome. I'm
Thank
really
you.
excited to follow you.
Agreed.
But so two things.
All right.
In order to build a business around your story,
okay,
it has to offer value, meaning there's got to be recipients out there that are going to get something from it.
Okay.
And second, you need to have credibility, which is different than value.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So credibility is the reputation that you are the person who will bring value.
Okay.
So that comes from a ton of great content, as you mentioned. I will say, even if you are not a writer, you've got to be the author of the ideas. Even if you have someone ghostwrite, they have to be your philosophies. They have to be your thoughts. And you can have someone that helps to articulate that in writing, and that's fine. But you can't have someone just write and then you take credit for being the thought leader, because when you speak with your network, when you speak with the people, it's misaligned.
Exactly.
And so you're going to have some trouble. The second piece that I think is absolutely vital is you have to figure out, are you market making or market taking? Meaning, are you replacing a current vendor? Are you replacing that they've already bought into what you do and you're taking money that's from a budget that's already there? Or do you have to convince them to spend money they never thought about spending before?
Exactly. That's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying.
I got to drop it before the top of the hour. Okay. All right. Everyone has talked about giving something to the marketplace that has a real or perceived value, right? Mm-hmm. Answering a need, overcoming a challenge, all of that. I'm here to tell you that in the 21st century, it's gotten to be so cool that it doesn't necessarily, although those are traditional ways to ensure that you have an audience because you're solving a need. It's also true in the 21st century that you can develop an audience based on people that just have an interest. Watch this. Just watch this. Is it possible? And I'm going to go all the way to young kids because that's where I want to focus. Right? Is it possible that you could have a program like blogging, just as a program, where you introduced to high school students the ability for each of them to blog about whatever their interest is. Whatever their interest is. You like skateboarding, you've got a kickflip technique that the world hasn't seen yet, and you really want to write about it. Not only write, but you don't like to write. You want to do video blogs or vlogs about your special interest. You just vlog it out, right? And so now you've got all of these high school kids that are interested in blogging. Interested in what they're interested in, and you have them to take ownership of a blog. Watch this now. Let me go back. So that interest group meets wherever they meet. They meet on Snapchat, great. That's their audience, that's their hangout, phenomenal. They meet on Instagram, great. Build your audience for the skateboarders, high school on Instagram, awesome. You have some people that are on Facebook, or you've got people that are doing Periscopes, awesome. But all of you all have agreed that you enjoy XYZ. It could be hip hop music. It could be jazz. It could be a group of engineers. It could be educators. But all of you all have a special interest. So let me go back to the high school students and skateboarding. So you have developed an audience on a platform, and they all love XYZ. In this case, it's skateboarding. And so here's the thing. Now you get that group of people that have an agreed special interest, and you give them something that they can own. So they get the private label rights to a blogging platform. Just throwing this out there. Now they're all blogging about skateboarding, and they're sharing their ideas with a larger audience, and they attract other people to their audience in their space, whatever that space is, that also love skateboarding. Once, as these people come into their network and they take ownership of this blog, an income is generated.
Right? But they're still providing a value. They're still providing a value.
Right? Yeah, but it's not yet. But the value here is an agreed value. See, the key word, the phrase here that I want to get to for Mr. William, he's this, and I know he's like throwing darts, right? But what we want to get to is that it has to be an agreed value. It doesn't necessarily have to be this mega want or mega need that the quote unquote marketplace has that you've got to meet, or a challenge that the entire marketplace has that you're overcoming. All it has to be is a community of people that have something that they agree has value. And then the important piece is, do they have something that they can own, for something that they own that other people in their community agrees has a value, right? They have an interest, and now they own something that other people in their community agrees has a value. In this case, it's just a simple blog platform. And what does it take? $20 a month, $20 a month, and you own this blog, but you have the resale rights so that all your other folk in high school, they can take ownership of a blog too. Now, what happens is people come into this network, they start blogging about things they like, they build up their online blogging skills, They build up all kind of skills are being built, right? As new people come into the network and they take ownership of the blog, business skills are being born, because as these new people take ownership of the blog, an income is generated for whoever the friend was that invited them in. So now you're building on personal finance skills and business management skills and so many things that they don't teach you in school. So listen, I know that we are at the top of the hour. Yes, we are, 8:05. And as exciting as this is, I've got to bring it to an end. I know we'd love to stay here longer, but we got to bring this one to an end. So I want to thank everyone that has participated. Please follow this Blab channel. Let me write it in the comment stream, because there are already some future Blabs on this subject that have been posted, and I'd just like for you to take the time to go and subscribe to a few of the future Blabs so that we can continue this most important conversation. And let's see if we got it. Bam, here we go. All right, so there's the address.
Mohammed, can I ask you a quick question though? Because I still think the only way that's going to succeed is if everyone is bringing some value to the table. Because if the blog is boring and doesn't provide value, it will fail.
Exactly.
I love your...
Wait. Whose blog? Because every one of them has their own blog. See, they're there because they all have the same interests. They don't all own the same blog. They are in a community that has the same interests. I just want you to expand your thinking just a little bit.
I hear you. I just think, and maybe we agree, but I think none of this works if value isn't provided.
Sure. Well, let me share this with you. It's working. It's an experiment that I'm doing right here in Atlanta.
I was just
and it's
in Atlanta.
Working wonderfully.
Yeah, I love it. And so it's working because it provides value to people. If it weren't providing value, it would fail. You need to have value, and then credibility is the second piece. Because you can provide value, but then if you're not credible, if you don't build a reputation, it will fail.
Well, the kids are bringing, they're contributing the reputation of the program.
Is building a reputation.
Yeah, the kids are building the reputation for the program.
Which is
that's the magic of it.
And I love it. I love it. But without value, you can't get credibility. You have to provide value to get credibility. So I think what you're doing is phenomenal, and it's very, very cool. And I think it can make a difference. It can definitely bring value to a lot of these teenagers that would never have that experience.
Awesome. Hey, before you all leave, can everybody tweet this out? Just hit the little bird, tweet it out. I know it's at the end, but let's do it anyway. And I'm absolutely honored to have you all on this session. It's been wonderful. It's been an incredible conversation. Bryn, thank you so much.
You are awesome.
Jody.
Thank you.
Linda, Michelle, Sunshine, all of you guys, even those who didn't make it to the seat. William, thank you so much. We'll see you guys next Sunday at 6:30. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.